Hello, everybody. Listen to the Fair Weather Podcast. Your boy 2K Swag. I'm here with Mr. Alex Rodriguez. And it's been a while since we had a special guest, but it's one of our most favorite special guests in the world, Mr. Vic. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, KK. Thanks for having me again. It took every fiber in my being not to wear my Kemba Walker jersey today, but I decided against it.
Cardiac Kemba.
Yeah. R.I.P. Kemba, wherever you are.
Yo, I think he's about to get released by the Pistons or whatever. So he's going to be just, how old is he? 30? Is he 30 yet?
Yeah. He's like 32.
32. Okay. I mean, it's time. He's going to the TNT studios or something. I don't know. Anyway, A-Rod, how are you doing?
Great, baby. I'm doing good. Yankees won yesterday, so new day, new playoff day, playing the Astros. Knicks game 1 of the season versus Memphis. And episode 75. So we're almost at 100.
Wow.
We're on episode
is that 3/4 of the way to 100? That's crazy.
I'm here for episode 75. I feel honored.
You've been in a lot of big episodes, Vic. We appreciate you.
Likewise.
Appreciate you.
All right, so today, it's crazy what happens in 1 week. It's like every sport starts playing, and it's like it went from like a summer of like picking at stuff like, oh, what can I watch? What can I watch? And now everything's happening all at once. Yesterday I had the Flyers and Lightning game on. Go Bolts. They lost. I had the Phillies and Padres on, and that one was fantastic. And then I had the Sixers versus your scrappy ass Celtics, and that one was depressing as well.
He's been waiting.
And on another TV, I had Space Jam on. So it was crazy that everything is back all at once right now. It's exciting. For me and for A-Rod, normally during this time of year, we're probably pulling our hair, pissed off at life, but we actually have something to be happy about.
Yeah, and it's only going to get better because the World Cup's coming in a few weeks.
Oh.
I cannot wait.
Amazing.
I'm loving this time of year right now. And the weather was feeling pretty nice today.
It was
going to start getting darker earlier, which I actually like. I'm one of those weird ones that like that. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. But we got a lot to get to today. We're going to start with the NFL. A lot of stuff's been going on during the weekend. It was a lot of good games. Bills, Chiefs was a good game. Eagles, Cowboys, to me, was a good game. But we saw a lot of the old quarterbacks get they don't look good anymore. I don't know what's happening this year, but it's like the old quarterbacks have fallen off a cliff. Just to mention a few: Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford. They've all looked pretty pedestrian. Vic, kind of want to get your backdrop of what you think is going on with these old guys, and you can break them down each one by one. Obviously, start with Brady. Let's start with Brady.
Well, I mean, so the thing with Brady, I think, is all offensive line, right? So if you look at the Bucs right now, their offensive, I'm pretty sure their offensive line ratings, according to Pro Football Focus, is one of the worst in the league. And I'm gonna double check myself, but I want to say that they are bottom 5 in the NFL in pass blocking. Now it's actually kind of amazing because they still have the 12th ranked offense in the league and the 7th ranked defense. But I think Brady's just getting so beat up. He's not having time to throw to these wide receivers that he has there. And, the injury problems, I think, have had to do with that too. I don't necessarily feel like Brady's falling off a cliff. I'm more concerned about my guy, Aaron Rodgers. And I said it last year on my show, Townie Sports. I said that I believed that the Packers were not going to win the division that last year because Aaron Rodgers was going to fall off a cliff. But I've never seen somebody so good at something that's so disinterested in it. I mean, the guy, he's a weird dude, Aaron Rodgers. So
very weird.
I don't know if it's a mental thing there or if it's a personnel thing, but I think it might be a little bit of both. I think the big test is this weekend when they play the Commanders. So,
which is sad to say, he's going against Taylor Heineke.
Right, exactly. So you would expect them to crush them, almost like you would have expected the Bucs to put away the Steelers. But the Steelers,
any given Sunday,
exactly, any given Sunday, and the Steelers do have an underrated defense. So there is that. But
they were all hurt though. That was the problem. That's why I thought Tom Brady was going to run up the score on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, they're basically the whole secondary was. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how well, excuse me, how they held Tom Brady to under 20 points. 5 out of the 6 games this season, the Bucs have been held under 21 points. And the one time that they actually scored that many points is when they're already down 21-3 versus the Chiefs, and had to keep scoring and scoring. And, the Chiefs are playing prevent defense. So I don't really count that either. Whenever you're on or Sammy's on, I like, you guys are numbers guys. Let me get some next level stats. Talking about the offensive line for Brady. In 2021, their Super Bowl year, last year, dummy. Their pass blocking win rate was 57.9%. Now it's 49.7%, which is the bottom 3 in the league. So, and the weird thing about it is that Tom Brady's not getting sacked as much because they might call, roughing the passer or something. But when it's not roughing the passer, he's just getting rid of the ball. He's getting rid of the ball a lot quicker than he needs to. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't have time to throw down the field anymore. So it's all check down and check down. Like Leonard Fournette had a game where he had like 12 catches and, not that many yards. It's just a lot of check downs and check downs. It's nothing. He doesn't have time to like actually sling it anymore. And, he has a brand new center, brand new right guard. So I know it's a little tough, but I don't know. Like Tom Brady's overcome so much in his life. As as a Patriots fan, they were talking about the receivers earlier this year, how with all of them being hurt, but I can't really use that as an excuse because like the Patriots historically never always had the best receivers, and Tom Brady was still winning 12, 14 games a year. So
right, but he also had Bill Belichick and not Byron Leftwich as his head coach. So
Byron Leftwich is not the head coach.
Whoever's that, whoever's that coach.
It's still it's still Arians. I've seen Arians on the practice field. He's just now calling it from upstairs. I think that's what's happening. I don't know.
I haven't seen Arians at the games. I haven't seen him at a game.
I saw him at a game a couple weeks ago.
I thought it came out that he was fired.
No. He's not fired.
That's how much I followed the Bucs this year.
He's a member of the front office now.
Okay. Yeah, he pulled a Brad Stevens. Okay.
Exactly.
Basically, there you go. There's your analogy.
Hey, Ryan, what you think? What old people have been bothering you?
I mean, Tom is definitely one, but we've always had this conspiracy thing with Tom going on too. There's more moving parts behind the scenes with Tom Brady, with the family, and a lot of stuff there too.
What did I say before the season started?
There's something brewing, and I
said it the whole summer. I'm like, it does not smell right.
Yeah,
it does not smell right at all. And it's smelling really bad right now.
And he, I don't know. It doesn't look like, I don't know, like he wants to be there. Like I don't see like that.
Same thing with Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, I kind of get a little bit. He's been playing like, monkey in the middle with the organization. And then he kind of shot himself in the foot with the whole contract thing. And Devontae Adams literally saying, yo, if y'all don't take care of this contract before the season's done, I'm not going to be here. And then once the contract's done, we think, all the smoke is cleared. Yeah. And then Devontae Adams is like, yeah, I'm going to Vegas. So he's got a whole new cast of characters he has to play with there outside of, Cobb and Lazard, right. He knows pretty well.
He still got his running backs, and their running backs were a heavy part of their offense last season too.
Yeah, I can't speak for why that's not working. Maybe because Hackett's gone and there's a new offensive coordinator there, but it's still a guy who was within the organization. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he's a wild card for me all the time. Like he's either doing peyote and ayahuasca in the desert, or he's head in the game. And I thought when he got his haircut, I was like, okay, we're getting prime time Aaron Rodgers back. Just like when I saw those black Air Forces on the Steelers, I thought they were going to come, be some.
Hey, they brought him back against the Bucs.
They did. They definitely did. Aaron Rodgers, though, I just think the issue there is there's not a. Sorry, I'm watching the Yankee game.
I'll tell you what the issue is, actually. Aaron Rodgers carried three people, actually. McCarthy, Matt LaFleur, and Nathaniel Hackett, because I'm going to get to Russ right after this, because Nathaniel, I think that's more of a Nathaniel Hackett problem more than Russell Wilson.
I agree.
The same thing in Green Bay. I don't think Matt LaFleur is a good coach. Let's just call a spade a spade. Yeah. And Bill Belichick had a Tom Brady, but Bill Belichick knew how to yell at Tom Brady in front of people and not be scared to, right?
Right.
Pete Carroll's old respected guy, and he knew how to handle Russell Wilson where it's going to be mutual respect. Even Bruce Arians, demanded respect. That's why Tom Brady was a lot better under him.
You don't see that in Green Bay. You see like the whole organization is around Aaron Rodgers. They were about to fire the GM and or the head coach.
They weren't going to do that, but
hey man, it was rumbling. It could have happened.
Yeah.
But you can see that they're more dedicated to that than any possible outcome there. They want Rodgers there. They'll do whatever they can to make him happy. And just like you said, just how Pete Carroll and Belichick can control Brady and Wilson, it doesn't seem like that there. It seems all like we're buddy, but at the end of the day, I feel like they're throwing jabs, behind each other's backs when they're not knowing.
So here's just to put things in perspective for Tom Brady, in terms of like his the pressure he's receiving. Last year, Tom Brady took 31 hits and was hurried 30 times. This year already, he's been hit 16 times, pressured 32 times, and hurried 7 times. So
nice.
Not a good look.
And you know where all the pressure's coming from, right? Right up the middle, which he sucks at. That's his one kryptonite. If you have fast defensive linemen that can come right up the middle and get to him, if his feet get real, oh man, I don't know what I'm doing. He starts seeing ghosts and then he just throws the ball away, chucks it to the ground, throws it up in the air for someone to grab. Like that's his kryptonite. That's why the Giants have 2 Super Bowls in the last 10 years. It's insane, but in the last 15 years. But
yeah, I mean, he's already been sacked 9 times this year. Last year was 22 times. His first year in Tampa was 21 times.
Yeah.
So,
wow. Yeah.
He's on pace to break that record easily. So I think that's what, I mean, he's not a mobile guy, right? Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. So if that's the way to beat him is to get pressure on him. So that's what I think his issue is. Now that's fixable, right? You can fix that. You can't
fix an offensive line unless you go trade for somebody.
Right, exactly. But you can trade for somebody. There's other things you can do. I don't know if we're going to see Tom Brady after this year. I don't think
he makes it to the end of the season, personally.
You think he's going to retire mid-season?
I have my one hot take of the summer for me mentally was Tom Brady is not going to finish the 2022 season, and I'm sticking to it. This is before I knew that they were going to hire lawyers for divorce. This is in June or July that I started saying this. So
we've been looking at this. I've been living through KK's eyes on this one. He's been saying it all, like this whole thing about Tom Brady. I'm like, yeah, there's something there. I think you're looking too much into it. And he was like, no, it gets deeper.
Look at his face. Look at his face on the football field. He looks so like alone. It looks like he's alone.
Well, I think he wants to be. He wanted to be in Miami, right? I think that was the whole.
Yeah, don't tell Miami fans that.
Yeah,
they don't believe it.
Dude, for sure.
Now, before we get, I want to get to Russell Wilson and Matthew Stafford real quick too. But before we get there, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Hey, Aaron, let me just go to you. The Jets, 4-2, beat said Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau Field, and the man behind you, Sauce Gardner, was a huge part of it, and he showed his stuff. How you feeling about your Jets right now, and how you feeling about like the direction that you're heading in, and then how did you feel right after that victory? 3-part.
I'm back. I am back on board. I feel like Rich Eisen right now. I've never been happy to be a Jets fan. Like it's surreal because they find it's almost like the Knicks. They find a way to let you down, but I know it's too early in the season, but I'm rocking with them. You've taken down some big programs right now, and now you're about to go up against the Broncos. Yes, the Broncos, they're not what we're expecting, but it's still Russell Wilson. Like you're if they beat Russell Wilson, that's 3 good quarterbacks are taken.
I can't count that one anymore.
Beating
Russell Wilson does not move the needle for me anymore.
but still, it's a name. It's a name, and everybody knows that name. Just like Aaron Rodgers. Like we're obviously talking about these guys coming on a down year for them or at this point in the season, but this team has got me excited. I made this podcast mainly because I love to hate this team and I'm so fair weather with it. I can't jump ship with it, but hey, these boys look good. The secondary is looking good. Sauce Gardner is the truth.
You saw that Sauce and Breece Hall are favorite right now for defensive and offensive.
Yep.
Of the year, which
every one of our rookies are looking good.
Yeah, they splashed in the draft.
We did, and I think Joe Douglas had to do that to keep his job, because if they didn't do it this year, Joe Douglas would have been gone. And
Flag was
I
flag.
told you, I'm still not a Joe Douglas fan, because this was his like last minute thing he did. I want to see it next year. I want you to get it better next year if you're going to be here next year. So I'm excited with it. Obviously, beating Aaron Rodgers is a big thing. But yeah, let's go into Russell Wilson, because we're going to spank that ass this week. I'm already rolling into that one. So
All right, simple question. Is it fixable in Denver? That's my only question. Is it fixable? Both of you.
I think it is fixable. I think the first thing that has to be fixed is Russ has to stop seeing Broncos country, let's ride. Like, stop
Dude,
shit.
it's so
bad.
weird.
It is
If I was a Broncos fan, if I heard him say that one more time, I'm throwing a rock into his vehicle or something. I'm smashing his windshield.
It's so annoying. It's like it's become his norm. He has to say it after every interview. He gets off the stage, Broncos country, let's ride. Like, bro,
because he thinks he's in on the joke, but he's not. The joke's on him. We're not.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah, like a Subway commercial.
It is. There's talent there.
Yeah,
but
he's so dangerous.
Dangerous. I mean, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
it's bad. It's so bad.
I was mad when I saw that. I was like, oh my God. If I see Russell, because they've been on prime time every week.
Exactly.
I mean, if I see Russell Wilson's face one more time, I'm going to like blow my brains out.
Well,
and they're the London game this week. They're the London game.
No way.
Yes, they are.
Jesus.
They play the Jaguars in London at 9:30.
thank God I won't be up. I'll be watching Leeds United.
I'll be watching soccer too.
So just to temper your expectations, A-Rod, Zach Wilson, according to Pro Football Focus, has a worse offensive grade than Bailey Zappi. So
he's not gonna lie, A-Rod, I'm gonna be very honest. He's looked horrible. Your defense has been fantastic.
I never said I was a Zach Wilson fan. I've always said the problem is the quarterback, and he hasn't done anything. That I haven't said his name at all. Do I have?
That's
Zach
the problem.
Wilson
If it gets down to it where they have to rely on him, that's when it gets scary.
Did you guys hand it off to Brees Allen or Brees Hall or give it a freaking Barrios? But trust me, I'm not rooting for Zach Wilson. I don't think he's the answer to this.
The issue is that the Jets can't play from behind, right?
And we're not on the right topic, anyways, Vic. So
no, continue, Vic.
That is not Tom Brady. Relax.
We're gonna get to the Patriots in a little bit, but
we're talking about Russell Wilson right now.
Finish your statement on the Jets.
Oh my God, here we go.
I'm not gonna let you. You have the Yankees. Let me take this away from you.
Exactly. Like, you got it. Go ahead. Finish your statement. Then we'll move on. You got it, Vic. Come on.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying that the Patriots have the same problem, right? So they are a team that can't play from behind. And I feel like the AFC East, other than obviously Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, they don't have a team that can challenge them at all, because once they're down, they can't come back from behind.
I've seen Miami be down 28-7 and come back and win that game
with Tua.
With Tua, I mean, he's back this weekend.
Yeah, but he's not the same. He's going to be like catatonic, he's going to be like a marionette. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm kind of sad at the state of the AFC East right now. Is this what it felt like to be a non-Patriots fan all those years? To just watch us run.
You feel like that because you're a Patriots fan. I feel fine being a Jets fan. I'll tell you that right now. I got no quarrel with it.
Oh man, it sucks. I don't think we're ever going to beat the Bills until Josh Allen retires.
JETS. It's not just season. It's just enjoy this shit.
Wow. All right. You know what? I was going to talk about Stafford, but screw it. We're just going to move on to pretenders and contenders, because I was starting with the AFC anyway, and I was going to do the Jets and the Patriots first. So, contenders or pretenders? Jets, go.
Oh man, you're putting me on the spotlight right now. What did I tell you beginning of the season? They're going to have 4 wins.
They're not exactly. They already have 4. And I told you they have a chance to win 7. I did tell you that.
The AFC so far has been very disappointing to me. It's still way too early, but I'm rocking with my boys. I'm saying shoe-in contenders.
Shoe-in contender. Okay.
Now, when you say contenders, do you mean contenders to make the playoffs or contenders to win a Super Bowl?
Oh, make the playoffs.
Okay.
I ain't talking Super Bowl. If they make the Super Bowl, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about the Bills.
You better.
I'm not gonna talk about the Bills or the Eagles or
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, Jets. No, I think they're pretenders. I don't like the offense. I don't think they have enough offense to battle the other teams in the East. And I think that's why they're ultimately not going to be able to get a playoff spot.
And the next 3 games before their bye, is obviously Russell Wilson, like we just mentioned,
Mhm.
and then
right.
New England, and then Buffalo. So
and then New England right after the bye.
So we're gonna learn a lot about the Jets in these next four or 5 weeks.
Like I said, there's a lot of football to play, so there's still a lot to play. So
all right,
I'm living on cloud 9 right now, beating the legends right now.
But,
so.
but you have the next Darrelle Revis. It's Sauce Gardner. That guy is
I'm proud. I'm so proud of him. Like he came from the American Athletic Conference.
AAC baby.
All right. So you were pretender, Vic?
Yeah, on the Jets. Yeah, pretender.
For me, I mean, I'm not even going to elaborate. I'm just going to call it contender and a half. Contender, just a little bit under contender though. Like I think the defense is going to get them where they need to be a lot of times this year. But just offensively, I think they're going to struggle. So that's kind of where my mind is at with them. All right, moving on. Bailey Zappi, he's better than Mac Jones. Yes. I heard you guys telling me over the summer that Mac Jones was going to be a top 5 quarterback.
No. That was not me.
That was Sammy. Yeah.
That was Sammy. Don't lump me in with that shit.
I'm going to go find that tweet and I'm going to repost it. But anyway, you guys are looking a lot better with Bailey Zappi in the offense. So contender or pretender?
So I have always said I hate Mac Jones. I think that he is a system quarterback, and the only reason he did well at Alabama is he was throwing to Heisman winners. Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of, do I think the Pats are a pretender or contender? I think they're a pretender because of the lack of offense. Mm-hmm. And what I just said. If I say it for the Jets, I got to say it for the Pats, right? They don't have the ability to come back. The X factor that the Pats have, that the Jets might not have. And I think Mo Salah is actually a good coach. Not Mo Salah. Robert Salah, yeah. Mo Salah. That's
Mo Salah.
I think I'm not saying he's not a good coach, but I don't think he's Bill Belichick, right? But according to the projections, the Patriots have a 40% chance to make the playoffs. I think that's right. I think they're pretenders. I think the only other team that makes it out of the AFC East, if any, would be the Dolphins.
Okay. A-Rod. Patriots.
I think pretenders too. I think Vic, said everything he needed to say for me. The offense is kind of sketch. One day, Bill Belichick is really gonna get a receiver for his quarterback. Although I do like Thornton. Thornton is looking good.
Because Thornton runs a 140. That's why.
But Thornton's only had one good game out of his 2. So, I mean, 50% playing right now. But
he came back from injury, yeah.
Okay, but the shelf life is small. We're not putting him in the Hall of Fame just yet, Vic. Calm down. So
I'm ready to put Sappy in the Hall of Fame.
I'm down. I'll put him in the Hall of Fame too. Anyway, so you're pretending because of the offense?
I'm gonna put pretenders just because of the offense. There's some parts there that look good. But obviously now that Zappy's playing well, and you've got Mac Jones, who you obviously put a first-round pick into getting him. There's going to be some kind of quarrel there. Like, do we keep Zappy and keep rolling with this, even though you've beaten some not really good talented teams that you beat with him at the quarterback? But Mac Jones is obviously your starter. So what's going to happen here? So
keep in mind, we're talking about Bill Belichick. You think he gives a rat's ass who has bad feelings because the number 15 overall pick is not playing quarterback? But he once told Drew Bledsoe, you know what, we'll go with the kid. And he birthed the greatest quarterback of all time because of that. So honestly, call me crazy. I'm calling the Pats still contenders.
He didn't draft Bledsoe.
I know, but he told Bledsoe to go home and let my 6th-round pick go shine.
Yeah,
my defense. And that's kind of what he still wants to do. He wants his.
That's exactly it.
Wasn't Zappy undrafted?
Zappy was a 4th rounder, 3rd rounder.
Okay. Either way, he'll take the later quarterback with an amazing defense and some options. It's not like he has no options. Thornton looks pretty good. Jacoby Myers is a little banged up, but Jacoby Myers is a good receiver.
He's good. Yeah.
You still have Nelson Aguilar, who's hot or cold, but at least he's gonna take the top off the field. I don't know. He's gonna do something. And then you still have Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith if they ever want to show up. And on top of that, I'm a huge fan of Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah.
He's helped me win 4 games in a row in fantasy. So I think the whole, I don't know who the offensive coordinator is, so I don't know what's going on with that, but the pieces are there, and one person I don't want to doubt as a coach is Bill Belichick. So I think it's still contenders.
The scary thing for me is that the Pats have the fourth hardest remaining schedule in the league. So that really takes me like really cools my jets on the Pats, and Bailey's happy. But hey, I can dream, right?
When is you guys bye week?
It is week 7, I think. Hold on, let me check.
7 or 8.
It is week 10.
Week 10. And who do you guys play before that?
The Colts.
No, like your next few games.
Yeah, so we got Chicago, the Jets, and the Colts.
I mean, if they win all 3 of those, that's 6-3 going into the bye week.
Yeah, but then we got Buffalo twice, the Bengals, the Dolphins again, and the Vikings.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. It's pretty. I
mean, talking too much about this Patriots team right now.
But honestly, let's be real. I did see, what if it's snowy in Buffalo and they can't pass the ball, and you got a chance to win that.
How do you have a quarterback that can't pass in the snow? That's the weirdest thing.
All right, moving on. Still in the AFC. Let's just go Titans and then Colts. Since they're battling for that top spot.
It's like, who wants it less?
Yeah, exactly.
That's really it. It's a coin flip with me.
Are you finally down on the Colts, right, Erod?
I'm finally down on it.
Because like the Colts have broken his heart so many times because they're always the dark horse team. Mm-hmm. And they've had 6 quarterbacks in 6 years. It's
and then the crazy thing is like the 2 games that they just won, Jonathan Taylor wasn't in it.
Yeah,
right.
Which is very strange.
How? It doesn't make any sense. So
one was against Russell Wilson's trash team, and then,
that's right.
What you think, Vic?
So I'm looking at the projections on Pro Football Focus, and the way it works is they run 10,000 simulations, and based on those simulations is where they get the percentages. So
what technology do they use?
Shit, if I know. I'm not that smart. I'd be making a lot more money if that was the case. Right now they got Tennessee favored to win the division. 69% chance to make the playoffs, 55% chance to win the division. I don't see any way that the Colts make the playoffs. I mean, Matt Ryan is a show, although he did have a good game last game.
Finally.
But, yeah, and I have a 2-quarterback dynasty league I'm in, and he's my second quarterback. Thank God I have Lamar Jackson as my other quarterback because I would be in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been atrocious.
Last 3 games have been kind of hard though.
Yeah, but he does his thing. He gets his 20 points. That's all I need. Consistency. That's what I need.
Consistently.
He didn't get 20 or whatever. Anyways, it's not talking.
So you got Titans pretenders and Colts pretenders.
Colts pretenders, Titans contenders.
You think Jacksonville can jump the Colts?
Oh man, I was hoping.
Yeah, but not yet.
Not yet. I don't think they're there yet. I think we've seen growth from Lawrence, which is more than what I thought. I thought he was a bust, and Sammy was the one that was
thinking. There's no way he was going to be a bust. I'm sorry, he's too talented.
He's too talented. They didn't give him an O-line, and then when they got that this year,
and their weapons have to stay healthy as well.
I've seen plenty of talented players not put in the work, right? And that's what I worried about with him. And maybe it was his like sunshine haircut, and or his demeanor, but he threw me off, and I was wrong. So I'm happy to admit it.
All right, A-Rod, you think Jacksonville can jump?
No, absolutely not.
And who do you got winning that division?
Flip a coin. I could care less, to be honest with you.
He's going to pick the Colts. All right. Last team in the AFC, the Ravens, the aforementioned Lamar Jackson. I'm just going to get into this one real quick. I think the Ravens could easily be 6-0. But John Harbaugh has done a lot of weird things. So I'm calling them contenders still. I picked them to make it to the Super Bowl against the Eagles. Mind you, I picked this in August. So it's not like I waited till now to pick the Eagles to get there. I just knew what I was talking about. But anyway, so I still think they're about to hit that gear. They just, I don't know. It's a lot of just confusion and weirdness is going on. They've been same thing with them. They've been battling a lot of weird injuries and shuffling in players. And now they got Deshaun Jackson. So I think when they get to a certain point, they're going to hit their stride. So I'm calling them contenders.
Yeah. Hey, Rod, you want to go ahead? Your show. I don't want to step on your toes.
It's all good. You're the guest, bro.
All right. So I think that they're absolutely contenders, and I think that they are one of the only teams that are going to be able to challenge Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at their losses, they've all their losses have been within 6 points.
Yeah, which is
less than 6 points. Yeah, 6 points or less. So, and one of them, like you said, was a crazy come from behind victory from the Dolphins, and then they lost by 3 to the Bills, lost by 4 to the Giants in a fluke. It's something to be said there. And I think that they have their defense is the issue, right? We've always thought that the Ravens defense was like, the Mac Daddy defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
They just consistently are great. And that's just not the case this year. You can tell that the pass rush is there, but the secondary is not what it used to be. They're currently tied for 17th in the league, according to Pro Football Focus. And they are 22nd in the league when it comes to points allowed. So the defense needs to be stronger, but the offense is there. And even without Hollywood Brown. So that's good. That's a good sign.
You know what I've noticed with them though? They've like all the moves that they've made in the last couple of years have all been geared towards offensive players. So like they keep shuffling in different running backs. They keep trying to go after different receivers, making trades for receivers. Like it's a lot of offense that they focused on, which is obviously going against their calling card, which it has been defense since the inception of the team. So I think they're going through like an identity shift, and they probably need to go back to that, rough, tough-nosed, us versus the Browns, us versus, the Steelers, like, 9-7 kind of game. So I think if they get that identity and still have Lamar Jackson as the quarterback, then now we're talking. So, yeah, but for me, contender. You A-Rod?
Oh, absolutely contender. Dark horse. They're my dark horse too, because I feel like we don't talk about them that much. And Lamar Jackson's definitely got to get paid, so he's going to show you why he should be paid. But yeah, I agree with everything you said about like them and an identity change of we need to put more on offense. And the crazy part is like they don't go after big name players. They just go like guys that fit the mold in the system, and they carve out a role for themselves. Like Mark Andrews had a great year, his first year or second year, whatever it was. And then let's not forget, he disappeared like an entire year, like disappeared.
Right.
Forgot about Mark Andrews.
He lost me fantasy because of that.
Yeah.
That 1 year. And because of that 1 year, I didn't keep him, and I'm an idiot.
Well, I mean, last year he outgained Tyreek Hill. So I mean, it's crazy. He was a top 10 wide receiver in yards last year. And
then now, exactly. Look at him. He's in peak performance again. So Mark Andrews is definitely the focal point of that offense. I forget the third receiver, Dummer or whatever. The guy he's carved out a role for himself as a kick returner, and being the third receiver on the team. Healthy looks good.
Dobbins is back.
Dobbins is back, but he still has a Q next to his name every week. So it's like, is he back, or is he back? I don't know.
We don't got to worry about the running.
Like they had, what's his name?
That's true.
Kenyon Drake was the leading rusher this past Sunday. He had 100 yards. So
that's crazy.
It's
but that's like the perfect guy for the team, because Kenyon Drake has been groomed as an Alabama running back. What was it? The Dolphins got him, and he started, and he was his best thing. And then they sent him to Arizona. And he was like a feature back. Then he went to Vegas, feature back. And now he's here, feature back. Like he's not the guy there. He's going to be there with the other guy. So I think that's the perfect get for them and the right guy, as opposed to getting a guy like a Le'Veon Bell who thinks he's hot shit still when he's definitely not that dude. So
he can box.
box.
All right, let's run through the NFC real quick so we can get to a different sport. I'll just make a quick. The New York Giants, 5-1. Impressive victories. Brian Daboll is, he looks pretty good, but I'm still calling them pretenders because I'm a hater. So, yeah.
Another quarterback that is below Bailey Zappi.
That's the other reason why.
In Pro Football Focus's quarterback grades. I don't like Daniel Jones. Daboll's doing what he can. You see the resurgence in Saquon Barkley, and maybe he's just healthy.
That's all. Yeah. But like, if he goes down, they're not going to win another game for the rest of the season. Basically, that's how much he is so important to that team. So I'm still calling them pretenders, though.
And the wide receivers, I mean, they just keep going down. Sterling Shepard, man. And Who's the guy that they paid all that money for?
Galladay, the most overpaid
Yeah.
player in the NFL right now.
Even that Tony, they don't even want to keep Tony.
Oh, Tony, yeah.
He doesn't even want to be there. So yeah, I don't know. A-Rod, contender, pretender.
Quarterback does it for me. The name Daniel Jones just puts me off. I want to say shoe-in contender, just like the Jets. At the moment, I'll say shoe-in contender, but I think as the season progresses, the Giants will come back to earth. Daniel Jones will break your heart, and maybe me and Giants fans will, calm it down a little bit and not do our New York side talk shit on the New York. Exactly. So I'm gonna say, pretender for the long haul.
An interesting stat here, though. Pro Football Focus's projections have the Giants with the 7th highest chance to make the playoffs. Even though I agree with everything you just said.
In total or just the NFC? Like 7th highest in the NFC?
Total in the NFL. Total. They have a 75% chance to make the playoffs.
You know why? Go look at their schedule. It's pretty damn trash. Like they got through the tough part of their schedule, beating the Ravens, beating the Titans, beating I forgot who else. And now it's like, okay, now we can kind of coast.
They have the 26th.
Beats that ass though. But
26th remaining schedule. Even if they do make the playoffs, they're one and done. But I agree with everything A-Rod said. Pretender.
All right. 49ers, 3-3. But damn, that defense looks amazing. I've called them contenders since the last couple of years. I don't give a damn who the quarterback is. They're gonna find. They've held. What do my notes say? They're split right now as far as points scored and points against. 122 points scored and 89 points against. If you look at everyone else's points against, it's like over 100. So like their defense is fantastic. They're gonna find a way with Debo and Hill and carousel running back. So they're contenders to me. I think they're gonna win that division this year for sure, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't even front. I don't think I've watched a down of 49er football. But I'm going to go with my guy Jimmy Garoppolo and say that he's an absolute contender. And I know that they are leading the division right now. So why not? Although I would love to see Geno Smith and the Seahawks win that.
I would love to
pure comedy.
What do you think, A-Rod?
I thoroughly dislike Geno Smith, but he has the greatest quote ever. So like I can't hate him for that. Personally, so Jeff Goldblum said it best in Jurassic Park. Life finds a way. And I know he was talking about dinosaurs, but I feel like the 49ers are that. They find a way just to keep going and staying relevant and being good, whether there's one focal point on offense or 3 focal points on offense, or you switch out the quarterback, you bring in a new guy, or you go through a running back carousel. They find a way to get shit done. And we saw them do it to Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. And they stay relevant. They've been in the Super Bowl. It's been like 4 years since they've been in the Super Bowl? 4 or 5 years?
When did Mahomes win? 2019, I think so. 3 years.
Yeah, so they're still consistently doing it. I still like the Rams better. I know that they're going through an identity crisis right now, Super Bowl hangover and shit. But it's a lot of football to play. Still, a lot of football. Who they just lost to like a shitty team just recently?
The Falcons.
Yeah, the Falcons, exactly.
It's like they don't make any sense to me.
Anything can happen. Exactly. The NFL does not make sense.
No, nothing does.
If I was in a survivor pool, I'd literally
everyone's survivor pool must be done by now. Like there's no way.
And then did you guys see the thing about fantasy football? Fantasy football scores are the lowest they've ever been in like 12 years.
I believe it. I 1,000% believe it because every good player keeps getting hurt. And then this week of all weeks, Cooper Kupp and Justin Jefferson are both out, are on buys this week. Like the way they schedule shit is kind of just strange.
Don't forget AJ Brown too.
Yeah. I'm gonna do one last one for NFC. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't even know honestly, but
that division's so weak. They're absolutely gonna make it.
Yeah. A-Rod.
They have to make it, unless something happens with Tom Brady.
All right,
Tom Brady retires.
Let's change it up. Are they pretenders or contenders to make a Super Bowl run?
They're pretenders to make a Super Bowl run.
How about appear in the Super Bowl? Not win it, just appear in the Super Bowl.
No. I don't think they're going to make the NFC Conference Championship.
Okay.
Who's the center that just went down for them? Jepson? There's talk of him coming back. if they can go get an O-line, because Tom Brady's gonna piss and moan and get what he wants. For all we know, OBJ could fucking sign there, and I'll never watch a game of football again if OBJ.
He signed with the Vikings.
He did not. So
I mean, they've got Julio Jones and he's already hurt. So who knows if that's
there's not too many. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But I mean, the Bucs have the talent to get there. They're just missing that O-line. Everything else is okay for them to go. Super Bowl, I don't think so, but it could happen. So I'll say pretender to go to the Super Bowl.
If they play in the better division, I don't think they would make the playoffs. But the fact that they play in this trash ass division, they got Carolina next. They should be contenders. So hold on.
Ben Dover reported that Odell Beckham Jr. has signed with the Minnesota Vikings. Are you telling me that's not right, A-Rod?
Ben Dover said that?
Ben Dover on Twitter. I swear
I
saw
it. Anything Ben Dover tells me.
Yeah. Him and Jack Meatloaf do a lot of good
I saw it on the internet. It's not true.
Moving
I literally saw it
on.
on Twitter too.
Yeah, that should fake me out.
On. It is National Basketball Association opening week. I'm already on one thanks to this.
Flores Vicks.
This
Flores
guy
Vicks.
here. But a lot to just digest right now. First of all, I want you guys just to talk about your individual teams and just give yourself an outlook of what you look like your season's going to look like. So I'm going to start with you, Vic.
We're going undefeated.
And recap how, everything with the Doka and everything like that. Just
yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate that we had the fucking Pepe Le Pew as our coach. But
he has no eyebrows. What's going on?
That's the weirdest shit I've ever heard. Like you take a team to the fucking NBA finals and you're over here like trying to get ass. Like, come on, dude. And plus you got Neil Long. What are you doing, man?
It's stressful. He was stressed and Neil Long couldn't make the trip that weekend.
Hey bro, it's called Pornhub. Look that shit up on your phone, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah.
One little wank could have saved his job, but now you know what? I'm all in on Joe. It's all about Joe. He did a great job yesterday against your team, KK.
Can I cut you off real quick? No, finish your statement. Go ahead.
No. Well, early on in the game, it looked like the 76ers were starting to take control of the game and extend that lead. And Joe called timeout and brought the team together and said, just keep running, which is what a lot of teams do to the 76ers is they run them out of the gym because I'm sorry.
That against us, actually.
Yeah. So Embiid gets tired and you start seeing his hands on his knees. He can't run anymore. You see Harden start to slow down, although he is in good shape. And by the way, did you see the shimmy air ball? Poetic. Yeah. I loved it.
No.
Did you see the KK tweet?
No, I mean, I missed that.
In all caps, I put, bro, you got to make that damn shot. Like, great.
I did see that.
I was so like, you got it.
Yeah.
That was like blue balls. Like, I
thought it went in.
There.
I thought it went in. I was like, shit.
No,
I was like, wait.
I was like, oh my God, what are we doing?
But no, I think we all saw the stat on Sports Center where it was like, this is the first time that two teammates have ever scored 35 points in the opening game since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and like Wilt Chamberlain or some shit. I mean, that stat is meaningless to me. What I saw last night was Jason Tatum commit on the defensive end of the floor.
I tweeted that last night too. I was very impressed. Like, he really has become a very, very good defender, and I never saw that coming.
And he's also become a pretty willing passer as well. So last night, 4 assists, 12 boards, only 3 turnovers, and 3 turnovers I can live with because
Jaylen Brown had 4 too, right?
What's that?
Didn't Jaylen Brown have 4 turnovers as well?
Jaylen Brown had 4 turnovers.
So that's 7 between your 2 superstars. That's still not
terrible.
That's what happened with Golden State. They didn't turn the ball over so much. They're winning that series 4-1 or 4-2, in my opinion.
Well, that's and the biggest difference between this team and the team last year is Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh,
so
yeah.
If Brogdon can stay healthy,
yeah.
When Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, we could not have both of them off the floor at the same time.
Yeah.
Because then we just didn't have offense.
Yeah.
But now with Brogdon, we have somebody who can create their own shot
all game. It was crazy.
So I have a voodoo set up and everything where I'm praying that, Malcolm Brogdon stays healthy for one season. But, statistically speaking, it's probably not the best chance in the world. But I'm praying that he does. If he stays healthy, I think the Celtics are back in the finals in summer next year.
Are they still the favorites in the East to make it back?
They are, according to all the betting websites.
Okay, all right. A-Rod, Knickerbockers.
Yeah, man. Basketball. Whatever.
New Jets.
This is another team that I made this podcast for. Stephen
You know
A.
what I
said
tweet? You know what I tweeted yesterday? I was like, another NBA season where I get led on and then let down.
Yep. Yeah, that's. I mean, I've been let down. Like, we didn't make any big splashes. We just overpaid for a point guard who was a backup, who could be a starting caliber. But if you look at the stats, I mean, I literally just saw this today for like, I think it's the past, I want to say 12 seasons. Every opening day, the Knicks have had a different starting point guard.
I believe that too.
Really?
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, it's insane to even think that. So the identity of the point guard has to be addressed. RJ Barrett could do it, but I'd rather RJ Barrett be scoring and shooting, and he's having a horrible shooting night tonight, 2 for 12. But we're also playing against the Grizzlies. It all starts at ownership. James Dolan, just for the love of God, sell the team. Like, you've really ruined this team, and it starts with you. Financially, everything. Like, you're a horrible owner. You're like really up there with the worst. Like Dan Snyder bad to me almost. That's how bad I think you are. Causing crimes.
Donald Sterling.
Yeah,
there it is.
I put it there too. As soon as you do that shit with Oak, that's where I was out. But looking forward to this team, just like I told you, make the playoffs. I want you to make the playoffs this year. I dialed it back this year. Last year I said win a playoff series. You didn't even make the playoffs. So this year, just make the playoffs for me. We're keeping the same team for the most part. This team is the same. It's young, it's youthful, it looks good when all oars are rowing in the water, but they can't close out games. They just can't close out games, and hopefully they find their identity with that this year. And Thibs has a mustache. Maybe there's something I don't know. Maybe Thibs with a goatee is something that could spark something with this team. So
it's really frustrating too, because, and I'm sorry to cut you off, A-Rod, but it's frustrating for me because I like when the Knicks are good too, right? Because I love that rivalry.
Yes.
And it's frustrating to me when I see them do two things at the same time, right? They're chasing the superstar by paying the Jalen Brunsons, by paying the Julius Randles of the world, instead of developing their talent. Mitchell Robinson is a great player. Emmanuel Quickly is a great player. They're not developing their young talent.
Mitchell Robinson has had his time. He just can't stop fouling. Like as soon as Mitchell Robinson checks in, he's like foul. He cannot stop fouling. Good talent, but just can't stop fouling. Obi Toppin, Julius Randle is the answer. Julius Randle is a good player. He just has to stop dribbling so much.
I would trade him for assets.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
No, the team, stop it.
I would trade him for assets.
The team is full of assets right now. There's so many players we could get rid of on the bench. We could have gotten Donovan Mitchell with keeping Julius Randle, and we chose not to, because we're all in on what's dude's name that I can't stand that everyone's all in on? Max McBride. Like, I don't get what the hype is behind Max McBride. Or Deuce McBride. Like, I don't get it.
They did that with Portland did that with Anthony Simons, and who knows what's going to pay off. But they literally like basically mortgaged the team to be him and Damian Lillard. So I mean, it is what it is.
It is. I don't have a high outlook for the Knicks. I hope it gels. Our issue was point guard, so we see something in Brunson. Do we overpay for him? I absolutely think we did. Shout outs to Mark Cuban for being a good sport about it and not, breaking the bank on it, saying, hey man, I really want you to get paid. I know you want to play with your dad. Go do that. But yeah, my expectations for the Knicks are, we'll see.
I think my Sixers are fine. I think James Harden is back. And I think Tyrese Maxey is the best point guard in the NBA. I'm done. Yeah. And we have a bench that needs to be more cohesive. I think we need to stagger James Harden and Maxey's minutes a little bit more, so that like Maxey can kind of like control that second unit while James Harden controls that first. Like when Embiid was off the floor and it was just Harden one-on-one, he was. I mean, he had like 9 straight like points off of like foul 3-pointers. So like, I think if they just find if Doc can just do a better job staggering minutes, I think we'll be fine. If Doc is the old Doc that hasn't done shit since that '08 championship, then we're gonna lose in the second round again. So yeah,
I think Doc is out this year.
yeah, I think it's very possible he's out.
I think Tobias Harris is going to get traded as well.
That's what I want.
The defensive for the amount of money that he's making, defensively he's a liability. And with that front court, that back court that you already have with Maxey and Harden, teams are easily going to put up 130 on you every night. And that's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, Harris looked good in the first half, right? And then kind of cooled off in the second, which was fine. But defensively, he just got torched. He was a -1 overall in the night. And it's not going to do it. I would trade him for pieces,
Same thing. Like, I would love to trade him for pieces because I wanted to find a way to get Damian Lillard a long time ago, but I'm happy with my point guard situation. But ever since they gave him all that money, I was like, what are we doing? Because we had an opportunity to have Jimmy Butler. Imagine it was Jimmy Butler, James Harden, Joel Embiid. Now that and Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
That is a championship.
That's absolutely a
championship orchestra with PJ Tucker, who always finds a way to be on the winning team that gets at least an Eastern Conference Finals, the Western Conference Finals. Like it would have been perfect. But
a boy dream.
Here's my issue with Doc mainly. You have Matisse Thybulle, right? He played 24 seconds last night.
You can't shoot.
I know that, but you're playing against probably the two best tandem scoring forwards, wings in the league, and you have a wing stopper in Thybulle. I remember a combo guard that couldn't shoot back in the day. What was his name? But he was incredible at defense. Oh, Marcus Smart. Yeah.
So Marcus Smart, remember he stayed an extra in school so he can work on his jump shot?
Right.
Like Matisse can't shoot at all. Like at all.
Get this man a doctor. Kawhi could
wide open in the playoffs. I watched him and Danny Green airball at least 20 times during this last playoff run. So
I don't disagree. I know he can't shoot, but his offense, his defense is so good that they need to invest in a shot doctor for that dude just so he can be on the floor, because he means so much on defense for that team.
I agree.
I mean, it's tough that he's not playing. It was only 25 years old still too.
Yes, I agree. I agree with everything you're saying. All right. Speaking of the contenders, who do you think has a better chance of making the NBA Finals? Golden State or Boston again? Only one of them can make the finals. Who do you think has the better chance? Because we obviously saw what Golden State did last night, and we obviously saw what Boston did last night. I see what's going on with Brooklyn right now. They're getting their ass destroyed by me. I'm looking at these scores. I'm like, okay, it's probably Golden State and Boston that are the top two contenders in the NBA still. So who has the best chance considering the West and the East?
Well, I think it's Golden State because of the path, right? Mm-hmm. I don't see as many contenders because I honestly I think Phoenix is a mess. I think the Lakers are a mess. I mean, for God's sakes, they were playing Matt Ryan like real minutes.
I was so confused. I was like, that doesn't look like Austin Reeves.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't know. But they have the easier path. Boston still has to go through Miami. They still have to go through Milwaukee, and even though Brooklyn is Brooklyn, they still have to go through Brooklyn and even Philly.
The East has finally become the more dominant, like the 90s, like how they used to be, until Tim Duncan, and Kobe Bryant and all these guys carried the West for 20 years, basically. I think it's finally shifted. I mean, all the talent has started to go to the East. I mean, they even got Donovan Mitchell in the East now. So Utah's back now. Yeah. The Nuggets probably going to get hurt again. Who was good? I mean, I think New Orleans has a really good chance to be a dark horse team. But, I mean, this year, Memphis, they still don't have a veteran like I've been waiting for them to do. So until those things happen, I mean, Golden State, to me, they're the luckiest, best dynasty I've ever seen in my life. Every year they make these runs, their path is so easy, except for the Houston Rockets one. Their path has always been so easy to get to the championship. It's like injuries, like Kawhi Leonard, injury, Tony Parker, injuries, or whatever. Like it's always been injury, then they get there and they win. and then the time that they have injuries, they lose. Like it's, I don't know. So, but yeah, you pick Golden State. What about you, A-Rod?
You know I'm rocking with Golden State.
Yeah,
The boys know how to win.
I mean,
they have the blueprint on how to win. And when you lose the players that everybody was like, oh, you should have re-signed them, they go and get other guys that are equally as good or better. Like you get DiVincenzo, who's a great player on defense, offense, all around good player.
And they're young guys.
Yeah, and
that's the scary thing is the young guys. Like,
and the
when
young
is
guys,
this dynasty ever going to end? Like they literally are set up forever. Like Wiseman's finally healthy. Jordan Poole, he got his ass knocked out the other day. He still can shoot. They seem to be fine. The chemistry seems to be the same. I mean, I just don't, and I hate to admit it because it irks me, but yeah, I mean, they have the right path to just get on into the play into the championship again. So yeah, I think we're 3-0 on that one. Yeah, I mean, outside of that, in your opinion, guys, what is the best team that nobody's talking about?
I'll let A-Rod go first. I've been talking too much.
A-Rod, the best team that nobody's talking about. Sleeping Giant.
I think it could be the Pelicans.
People are talking about them though.
No, we're not.
Not enough.
Not really.
I see the talent. So
I see the talent too, but I think it's just been waiting for Zion to come back, and we didn't know what type of Zion we were going to come back, and then just like smoke blows, and you see this like Greek god built Zion.
Mhm.
When we were seeing him fat, and we've been poking fun of him. Oh, he's going to be super fat. He's going to be heavy, and he comes back slim, ready to dominate. And he's having a hell of a game right now. So I think that's the one piece they've been missing is a bruiser down low, and now you get it back because the scoring is there, shooting is there. You went and got McCollum for a reason, and I think that's my sleeper would be them.
The scary thing about New Orleans is they own the Lakers pick this year. And what happens if AD goes down again? I mean, that team sucks. Like the roster construction is terrible. So
very bad.
What if they end up with Scoot or Victor Wembanyama?
They're not going to be that bad.
I mean, it could be.
They're not going to. The Lakers would not make it to the All-Star break if they're that bad by the All-Star break. So
they'll be in the lottery. They'll be in the lottery. If I'm saying if Anthony Davis goes down, they're a lottery team. Absolutely.
I mean, I think if he goes down, they finally trade Russ and go get Buddy Hield and what's his name? So they at least have somebody.
That doesn't do anything for them.
I know, but
their problem is defense, and the problem is that they're playing freaking Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on there.
So I wanted to say the Pelicans, A-Rod. I'm gonna let them have that one. So I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I like it.
I like it too.
I like it. I thought about that one too, and I feel like that swap between Donovan Mitchell and what was it, Sexton?
Yep.
That's like Donovan Mitchell's a better version of what Sexton could be.
Right.
Like he's the peak version of what Sexton could be. And I mean, I like to see young team kind of like gel and everything. I think Donovan Mitchell is like a young veteran. So I think that's exactly kind of what that team probably needed. So I agree. I think Cleveland, but the problem with Cleveland is that there's still 5 or 6 teams in the East that are probably better than them. That's just how I see it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree with you. I just think if Mobley makes a jump, if Mitchell actually makes a difference, I mean they're going toe with Toronto right now. Granted, first game of the season, I get it, but I really like Mobley a lot. I liked him last year in the draft. Last year as a rookie, and even before that in the draft. He was my number 1 overall pick, hands down. So,
and I like Scotty Barnes in Toronto. So like they both have 2 very solid young players on their team. But yeah, to me the Pelicans, they're beating the shit out of Brooklyn right now. Like Brooklyn, Kyrie Irving and KD and Ben Simmons, they're beating the shit out of them. So Yeah.
I know. I just turned on League Pass when you told me they were beating the shit out of them. I'm watching it now.
Out of them. But watch them come back. All right. And then MVP predictions. What you guys got?
Jason Tatum.
Oh my God. Right.
I think it's Luka's year finally.
I think Giannis is gonna get it.
I'm not mad with that either.
I think Giannis is gonna get number. That would be number 3, right?
Fuck Giannis.
I got the Milwaukee Bucks winning the championship this year. By the way, that's my finals prediction. Is the
how many charges is he going to get away with on the way to that?
Hey, get stronger.
That dude gets away with fucking murder, and then James Harden steps on Al Horford's foot, and it's a flagrant one.
He has nowhere to land.
He stepped on his foot.
Play better defense. Stop fouling us.
Oh my God.
All right. A-Rod. Baseball.
Literally said Pepe Le Pew as our head coach.
Let's talk about the Yankees. Let's talk about the Phillies. Are we gonna have a rematch or?
I would love for that to happen. I truly would really enjoy for that to happen because I want you to be happy as a Phillies fan. I think they finally got their identity because they couldn't sail the ship with Joe Girardi there, but it shows a turning of the guard and look at where they're at now. Beating the Mets. That's a big.
The Braves.
Or the Braves. That's right. Who'd you play in the
Cardinals?
The wild card? Cardinals. That's right.
You said Albert Pujols and Molina to retirement,
and probably Wainwright too. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
Big 3 right there. Plus, don't forget Arenado and Goldschmidt. Then you take care of the defending World Series champs, and now, you are where you are right now.
1-1 now, but I like the way Wheeler game 1 was magnificent. Now I saw Kevin Negandhi, who's a Philadelphia fan, compare his performance to Doc Holliday. May God rest his soul, but don't you dare, don't you dare! Like that game 1 performance that Doc had was unmatched. But I will say he was out there dealing. It was beautiful to watch. We get our timely big hits, and then game 2 comes around and same thing happened, but in the other way. Like we came out hot and the Padres back-to-back home runs, and then the bats woke up, and at that point the crowd kind of took over. But we're going back to Philly. The way the Eagles cheer for the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football, and then the way how loud we were against the Braves, I think our fans are going to carry us to those 2 wins in Philly, and then it's a 3-game series after that, and made the best. But there's 3 games for us to win 1, and made the best team win, in my opinion. But I think the crowd's going to carry us to the World Series as it goes back to Phillies.
And people don't really look into this, but what is the last 4 years it's been from the NL, and of those 3 of the 4
NL East.
It's not that it's NL East, it's just sneaky teams. Like
Washington, that didn't make any sense.
The Braves didn't either.
The Braves did not make any sense. We lost their best. Don't make any sense.
Yeah, like they didn't make any sense. So sneaky teams getting hot at the right time, that's all that matters in baseball. Is you got to get hot at the right time.
The pitching got to be dominant at the same time.
Exactly, being hot at the right time. But if your team's like Boston, you got to watch from the couch. You got to do what you got to do, though.
Yeah.
So,
all right, from an unbiased standpoint, Vic, who's making it to the World Series and why?
I feel like I have egg on my face because I am probably the world's biggest Dave Dombrowski hater. I have constantly been on my show cursing Dave Dombrowski for what he did to the Red Sox farm system. And you know what? The guy gets results. I'm over here with Cat States, and you guys are in the NLCS. So
thank you.
So I'm gonna root for my guy, Kyle from Waltham. I want him to get his, and I'm gonna root for Dombrowski to get another one. So let's go Phils.
And who's making out the AFC?
Oh, it's gonna be those cheating ass Astros. They're gonna find somebody.
They don't even cheat anymore.
They cheat all the time.
Why is everybody giving them a hard time? They're winning because they're just talented. I don't know what the big deal is.
They found other ways to cheat.
They're amazingly talented. They're not like the Patriots who find ways to cheat. All they did was beat on a couple trash cans.
Stole signs.
Whatever. Yeah, I mean, I got no offense, A-Rod. But I gotta go with that. I think the Astros have the best team this whole season. Better than the Dodgers. They're better than the Yankees all year. To me, the Astros, Framber, don't pitch to him. Don't. I don't know what the hell Mariners were trying to do. I think it's the Astros, and Dusty Baker's gonna get that trophy. I'm saying that as a Phillies fan. I think Dusty Baker is due for a trophy this year. So I would not be surprised if that's what happens. And
can we talk about Verlander this year and what the hell he's on? That's why I know they're cheating. They gave him some like go back in time juice or some shit. Because how the hell does my man have like a 2 ERA and he's like what 38?
Yeah, it'd be like that. But hey,
that was last thick too.
Did he go to Germany this summer at all?
Yeah, right.
If he went to Germany, then we all know that's probably what happened. But I don't know. He's a Hall of Famer. I don't know what to tell you.
From Peyton Manning's wife.
Yeah, boy got a thick booty too. Pause. Like, I don't know if they're shooting injections or what right now, because I don't get it. Like Vic said.
I got to see Verlander play live this year, so I'll pat myself on the back for that.
He's dealing right now.
I've seen it. Yeah, he's dealing. I've seen him play with the Tigers, which was pretty cool. But anyways, my predictions, out of the NL, I want it for the Phillies more than I want it for the Padres, just because I thoroughly dislike the Padres.
But they got past that Dodger. You've been making fun of them for.
Now I feel like it's like, oh shit, we did it. What do we do now? And then there's an identity crisis there. I was literally hearing the commentators say like, oh, when Tatis comes back, they don't want to put him at short. Oh, Judge, come on, never mind. They don't want to put him at short. They want to put him in center field. So like when you start hearing this as a team with like your best player is Fernando Tatis, even though you just went and got Juan Soto, and Manny Machado still is an amazing player.
You think Tatis is better than Juan Soto?
I don't know. I mean, Soto has a ring, so I would put him up on that, but still, like the most marketable guy I would say is Tatis right now. Soto's right there with it, but that's their identity, and you can't just go get one guy and let him eclipse your identity, even though he did decide to do steroids and fuck your season up. But you are where you are.
Yeah, ringworm.
It's whatever. I just dislike the Padres. I think they do too much. I think they like that kid on the playground that just wants to fit in with everybody, but everybody knows he sucks. I just think that they just do way, way, way too much. And I'm not trying to be a hater. That's just what I see. There's no identity there. Just put it together quick. I want it more for the Phillies, just for the shit I've seen you go through the season, the shit I've seen them go through the season. Bryce Harper, I really don't like him, but I feel like this year I've never seen him more dedicated to playing baseball and wanting to do well in the playoffs and not make stupid, swingings and shit like that. Like he gets big hits in the right time, and he's
absolutely.
So I'm giving it to the Phillies, and then of course, rocking with your very own right here, man. Like they counting us out. We ain't writing back though. They put us fourth on the list of like teams remaining in the playoffs right now as far as roster construction. Fuck you. We're gonna win this shit.
All right. So the rematch is on then.
I'm fine with it, baby.
All right. Let's wrap this thing up so I can go sit in misery on the couch and watch. I don't know who's playing next, but let's get to our pick'ems. Now we got a special guest, like I said, we got Vic, and they are the numbers guys over there at Townie.
By the way, you're up on me 9 to 11 to 8 to 12.
Okay, I knew that was gonna happen. So we're gonna do our 5, and then for the each. So I have the spreads that I have. I want you to just cross reference them, Vic, to make sure that what I have is accurate. Because I don't know like what betting site you use, but we'll see. But let's start off with the Arizona Cardinals at the Saints. The Arizona's favored by 2. Now, A-Rod, just don't think points. Just between me and you, pick them, and then Vic, we're gonna get your gambling advice.
This is the Thursday night game, right?
Yep.
Who's the home team?
New Orleans.
I'm going with the New Orleans Saints.
Is it? I thought it was Arizona.
No, New Orleans is at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going New Orleans.
It's called
I'm going Arizona, and they're gonna cover as well if I'm going all the way, but I'm picking Arizona.
So That I believe that line was.
Oh, no.
correct.
I'm sorry. The game is in Arizona.
Yeah.
I apologize. The game is in Arizona. All right, go ahead.
So that I believe that line was just moved to 2. Some sites have that 2.5.
Yeah, I saw both. That's why I just went with the latest one I saw.
So if you're looking at the cash on the game right now, 57% of the cash is on Arizona. 67% of the tickets are on Arizona. I'm taking Arizona -2.5 at home against the Saints.
Hey, Rod, do you want to change your pick, or you still picking the
I
Saints?
want to go. I want to change it.
Okay, that's fine. Because my bad. I was wrong. Yeah.
Plus, I just remembered everybody on the Saints is like inactive, basically on offense.
Yeah. By the way, Michael Thomas has screwed me 3 years in a row.
For real.
Fantasy. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I just keep like, oh, he's gonna get back to that 149 catches. I'm an idiot. So, but we're all in Arizona here.
Mhm.
All right. Next, we got Browns at Ravens, divisional game. The latest one I saw with Ravens, Vic, was 6.5 in favor. Is that still the same?
Yep, that's all I got.
Okay. I'm just gonna go Ravens, just because the Browns don't have Deshaun Watson yet, and the Browns are not that good. So, yeah, A-Rod.
Ravens all day, baby.
All right, 6.5.
6.5's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot to lay. But they are the home team. I'm gonna go Baltimore -6.5. I think they cover.
Okay. All right. That's a scary one. Division games are always scary.
That's tough, especially I never like to lay more than 3.5. But
Yeah.
I mean, this is a Browns team that just got demolished by Billy Zappi. So I'm
Hey,
picking Zappi.
Zappy's the truth, okay? Future Hall of Famer. I'm already putting him, building a shrine for him when he wins us a Super Bowl in 20 years as a backup. But anyway, Giants at Jags. Jags are favorites still. 3.
Yep.
It's still 3.
Yep.
Okay. Giants at Jags. Go, A-Rod. This is actually tough.
Going with the game, man.
You go the G-men.
G-men. The Jaguars fooled me big time in the beginning of the season.
Man, unfortunately, I gotta go with the Giants. I mean, I feel like they're due to lay an egg, but I don't know. Is Tom Coughlin still part of the Jags organization?
He's gone.
Yeah, I'm going with the Giants. All right. Go ahead, Vic.
I'm going to take the 3 points. I'm going to go with the Giants.
All right. It's an easy bet right there. All right. Colts at Titans. Still in Titans are favored by 3 is what I got. Go ahead, A-Rod.
Colts at Titans.
This is the battle to get back the top seed of the AFC South. So it's a big game.
I've been sipping that Colts Kool-Aid too much, so I'm going to keep sipping it. And plus, Jonathan Taylor's back, so we get to see a match of good backs. I'm gonna stick with the Colts.
Good point. That's a good point. The top 2 running backs right now. Well, debatable. The top 2 running backs in the league right now. I'm going with the Titans, even though I poo-poo on them all the time. I don't believe in Matt Ryan. I don't think he's due to have 2 good games in a row. So I'm gonna go with the Titans, especially since it is in Tennessee.
I was going to go with the Titans -2.5, but something's throwing me off here. 56% of the cash and 57% of the tickets are on Indianapolis. That's sketchy to me. This seems like a trap game. I'm going to go Colts.
All right.
I'll take the 2.5.
All right. All right. Last one. Super Bowl rematch. Chiefs at the 49ers. Now, the last one I got, Chiefs are favored by 2.5. This is actually a very tough one for me. The gambling aside, A-Rod, go.
I'm sticking with Pat Mahomes, man. I don't think he loses 2 in a row.
I'm going to go with the 49ers, actually, which
rarely
I will ever do, pick against Patrick Mahomes. But
in the public, I like it.
Something is telling me that the 49ers, the 49ers should have beat the Chiefs in that Super Bowl. They're up 20-10 in the fourth quarter, and they don't have Tyreek Hill anymore.
The 49ers win the big games and lose the games they shouldn't to all the time. It's the crazy thing about them.
On top of the fact the 49ers are coming off of a loss as well. And we saw what the Bills defense did to the Chiefs. the 49ers defense is on par. So I'm going with the 49ers.
And to Mahomes' defense at the end, he threw like a bonehead pick. You're never gonna throw a pick like that. See Mahomes do something like that. So I'm sticking with Mahomes, man.
All right. Vic, 2.5.
He said I'm right here too in the game. He said I'm right here.
I'm gonna when the cash and the tickets are so overwhelmingly in one spot, I got to go Kansas City -2.5. But I like your fade the public move, KK. I think that is a bold move, and that's how people get rich betting.
That's what I'm trying. Listen, when sports hard book or what is it? Oh, sports hard rock, whatever playbook, whatever the thing happened for like a month, and I was so happy.
Yeah.
Once that comes, because I don't want to go deal with finding a bookie in Vegas and all this. I don't want to do all the phone calls and all the weird stuff. I just want to do this stuff on my phone when it's very accessible and easy. When it comes back, I'm going to be a lot more confident and what's crazy? Last night, before the game started, I predicted LeBron was going to score 32, 14, and 8. And they were going to lose by 17 points. And then I typed it in, and then I deleted it because it was going to be on the Lakers page, and I didn't want them to come blast me oh, you're a hater, blah, blah, blah. His exact line was 31, 14, and 8. And they lost by 19 points. I was like, oh my God, I still got it. So
still got it.
Once that comes back, I'll pay a little bit more attention to your advice, and then I might come offer some myself. Who knows?
I do want to say, I know it's not one of the games that we're picking, but I like Houston +7 on the road against the Raiders, and I like Carolina as a double-digit home dog to the Bucks.
All right. First of all, we're gonna start with that first one. Where's the game being played? Las Vegas?
Las Vegas.
I don't know about that one.
The Texans are a 7-point dog on the road this season.
And the way you're right. I mean, you could actually be right because the way the Raiders have underperformed all year. So that's tough.
Where's their record against the spread? That's what I'm looking for right now. The Raiders' record against the spread.
You know who the best team in the NBA last year record against the spread was? It was the Memphis Grizzlies.
Was it?
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense though. So right now against the spread, the Texans are 3-1-1, which means that there was a push.
Oh yeah. All right.
The Raiders are 2-3.
Okay. Now use that same logic before we wrap up. Atlanta at Cincinnati. We see what Atlanta is doing with that. So
that's why a lot of the money is on the Falcons actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, if you look at the money and where the money's going, let's see here. So 54% of the public tickets are on Atlanta to cover.
What is the spread right now?
-6.5.
Oh yeah, they're gonna cover.
I think they're gonna cover.
They're gonna start off with the lead, and then the Bengals gonna come back and take the victory, win by 3 or something. So I think that's what's gonna happen.
It always does. That's sports betting. The Giants are actually really good against the spread as well, 5-1. So
yeah, they're trash. All right, that's all we got, folks. We appreciate you, Vic, for showing up.
Vic, the floor is yours.
Townie Sports on your back this week for us. Go ahead and pub your stuff and give me an inspirational.
Tell us why we should watch Leeds soccer, Vic.
I watch Manchester United, so don't worry.
Oh, tell us why we should watch Leeds soccer, Vic.
So Leeds United is the most important thing to happen to American soccer since Ted Lasso. This experiment that they have going on in the English Premier League called Leeds. There's an American manager, and there's 2 American starters, everyday starters in the Premier League. If this team can stay up in the Premier League, that's a major win for United States soccer and grows the profile here in the United States. And I'm one of those people that still thinks that if we had if we focused on soccer like other countries do, we could be up there with the Brazils, with the Belgiums, with the Englands.
Hot take before you or keep continuing, and I'll.
No, that was it. I just think it's.
Actually, I have a question before you get your hot. I have a question
for
you, Vic. who you saw how basketball was, and who are we in like Olympic basketball if we, as a soccer country right now? Like, who
Japan.
are we? Japan?
Yeah, dude, we're nothing. We have ourselves in such high expectations because we think we're American.
American pride.
Exactly.
Japan?
Hot take.
Oh, that's tough.
World Cup is around the corner.
How about China? Can we at least be China? They got Yao Ming and stuff.
No, we're nowhere near China. Hot take. World Cup around the corner. Can the U.S. beat the UK?
They have before. They can do it again. They did it last time.
One of the greatest closes to a game I've ever seen in my life.
Yep. I not only do I think that I honestly think that's going to be a draw, a 0-0 or 1-1 draw. I think that U.S. barely escapes the group by drawing with Wales, drawing with England, and beating Iran.
I don't know. I don't think they're going to beat Iran.
Well, I hope so.
The floor is Vic's, and I'm rocking with whatever Vic says because we have a side chat and we talk about this all the time. So I've been pushing for these things.
I love U.S. soccer. It's like one of my, I don't know why or when it just happened in college. I watched the World Cup one day, and it happened to be the day that Landon Donovan scored that goal against Algeria. And ever since then, I was hooked. Like a Jets fan. Now I know how you feel, A-Rod.
You need to hang out with our friend Ron because he's a sports junkie and knows everything. But his favorite sport is soccer. Like he's really, especially U.S. soccer, he's really into it. So you weren't there. We're gonna have to link you guys up.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm following like some 15-year-old kid that's playing in like the Swedish league too. And I'm like, shit, this kid's gonna be good. He's a prospect.
Yeah. I mean, that's when it starts though. Like, 8 years old sometimes. It's like, oh my god, that kid's gonna be a superstar.
We need to have Ron on the show one day too. Anyways,
oh yeah. Sorry, we always get off on a tangent. My bad. So I'm on a podcast every Thursday at 8 p.m. Townie Sports. You can catch us on YouTube. Just search Townie Sports. Catch us on Instagram, Townie_sports, and I think TikTok. I guess I don't know. Sammy handles.
I've been lying about saying we're gonna get a TikTok for so long. I'm gonna do it. I promise.
Sammy does a great job with it. Sammy's like the tech.
You have to have patience, and I don't have patience. Like I don't know. All right, A-Rod, do our little drop real quick.
Yep, always a pleasure, Vic. Wish we could have had Sammy on, but the pure comedy on your end is definitely enjoyable.
Thank you.
You can find us on Twitter at fair_weather_pod, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Just search the Fair Weather Podcast, and where we subscribe to listen to podcasts, you will find the audio there. What are we taking away today, Kay?
No matter how bad it gets, it always turns around. That's my word for wisdom today.
It's no longer JETS, just end the season. It's JETS, just enjoy this shit.
And it's Eagles fly until we get to 17-0. Let's get it.
All right, thanks, guys.